So hello everyone, this week I'll be talking about the Note Anytime user interface and how we've designed it to work across all of your devices as consistently as possible. Delivering a familiar user experience across your different devices was a key concept for the designers of Note Anytime, and when we first released the Note Anytime at the end of 2012 for iPad, we'd already decided at that time that we'd need to cater for both smartphones and tablets, with an assumption that many different sized tablets would become mainstream in the market during 2013. So we also wanted to create an interface that would be easy to use and relevant to the language spoken by the user. So we have quite a heavy reliance on icons rather than full text description, drop-down menus, that kind of thing. So let's take a look at Note Anytime running on some different platforms and devices, different sizes, so that we can see how we've implemented this. And in addition, I'll show you some of the features that we've implemented to help users work more efficiently on their devices, and also how to automatically synchronize notes between them. So let's start with the iPad. This is an iPad 2. It's not got a Retina display, although Note Anytime will automatically detect a Retina display and make use of their high definition capabilities. So managing your documents is an important part of any note-taking process, and Note Anytime provides a number of ways to do this. On the left we've got a folder structure that can be hidden or shown using a swipe gesture, either to the left and the right there, to close and open, or we can use the small icon here to again collapse it and expand it. On the right here we've got the list of available notes and whichever folder we've selected up here at the top as a sort of breadcrumb. Tapping on a note will open it, and we've also got a quick way of adding a new note. And you can view the different styles of your notes, see them in different ways, and you can also search for text within the titles of your notes or by tags, and that will change the view here with whatever the results are of that search. So now we've seen that, let's take a look at the same interface on a Nexus 7. It's a smaller tablet and it's running on Android OS. Just place that there. Although the screen size is smaller, the layout's identical to that on the iPad, and because of this you'll see here some of the longer names have been concatenated, been chopped within the folder list. But to view these you can either, for example, see them on the right hand side here as subfolders, click to open, or you could rotate your device and into landscape mode and you'll see obviously more screen across the width. And in our day-to-day lives, a lot of people now are using more than one mobile device, two or more. And in addition to a tablet, a smartphone is the most common and generally carried around device, usually even when the tablet's left at home or in the office. So let's take a look at the Note Anytime management interface when it's on a much smaller device. Be fun to see, I'm sure, for you. As you can see, the layout is very familiar, although we've made a few design changes to cater for the small screen estate there. So to view our folder list, we can toggle into the tree display here, the folder list at the top left, and we can pick any of these by just clicking and it will select that folder. Show you at the top exactly the same as on the other devices. So the same notes views are available by selecting on the two icons we have here. We can change the display mode, and to search we've got a slightly different approach here. There's a small icon at the top for settings, and there we can pick a menu to search, to edit tags and so on that are icons in the other larger devices. This use of menus, by the way, is used to preserve the amount of space that we've got available for you to use your notes. So we've designed it on purpose that way. A very important part of Note Anytime is obviously the drawing capabilities. And something special that we have is the Note Anytime tool palette wheel. So if I just create a new document quickly here. So this is the floating palette wheel, and it contains all the tools that we need to create and manipulate content in a note. We can do extra things from menus at the top, such as adding an image or importing PDFs and all the other exciting things, web pages, but for most tools they're available from this palette. Tapping the centre of the wheel there will expand or collapse it, And what you'll notice is if I collapse the wheel, the surrounding header and footer menus will slide away, giving us more access to the screen, gives us more area to view. If we hold down the middle, whatever mode we're in, we can reposition the wheel. And if we position it against the left or the right of the screen, you can see here that it will automatically align into a vertical pattern rather than the general circular pattern that we've got. So that's totally up to you where you want that to be positioned. And what we can do is we can have a look at that same experience on a much smaller device. So if we switch back to our small device here, say create a note. And it's exactly the same experience. And this is where it becomes especially useful. If I want to see this, if I want to see this area now, I can simply collapse and move my pen. I could position these to change my colours, for example. So it's very, very easy to use. So we've also got, in addition to these sort of standard tools, we've got a number of extra features that will help you to capture information more quickly and to work with information, especially at multiple zoom levels. So what I'll do here, if I create a note on the Android version, what we've got is a lot of Note Anytime users, in addition to the drawing and sketching that I've just been playing with here. They like to capture handwritten notes. For example, during a business meeting or in a lecture at university or lessons at school. And we've got a few things that will help with that. So for example, at the bottom right of the screen here, you'll see two icons. The icon at the bottom right will display an input guide at the bottom of the screen, and that can be used to keep your handwriting aligned to automatically input the handwriting. So I can say here, hello. Very difficult to see. Let's undo that, go with something bigger. And what you'll see there is, as I got to the right of the screen, there's a small grey area that you can change the width of. Touching that area will automatically move our input to the right, in this case giving us more area to write, so you can just keep writing. Now the delays and all the things are all configurable to your style of writing and to your preferences. Pressing the return key here, you'll see it has automatically repositioned us to the next line, and this is based on the size of this box that we've defined. So we can just keep writing, and away we go. If we come out of that, just collapse that down. The other icon, the furthest left here, that'll toggle between editing and the view only mode of Note Anytime. And the important thing here is when you're in view only mode, you can easily move around your documents by just moving with your finger, holding down and moving the page around. Pinch and expanding to zoom in and out. Let's take a little look while I'm talking about it. So for example here we can just pinch in and out, and with one finger I can move around the document, and you can see at the bottom right here the position within that larger page of where you are. Quite important with Note Anytime and its zoom features. A new feature that we're currently rolling out is called One Tap Scroller. I mentioned it last week. And a common issue with the gesture navigations is that you can accidentally draw on your document when you're trying to make gestures. And you don't mean to do that, it's when you make bad contact, or you're maybe moving a little bit too fast. It's not a big issue, as you can easily undo and redo changes in Note Anytime, but it can be frustrating if you're working on very detailed or highly zoomed views. So the one tap scroller comes into effect if we focus in on our drawing implement. So what you can see now is I can move around with normal gestures, but it's a little bit fiddly there. Once I've zoomed in to an area where there's something to scroll to, a number of icons will appear around our page, and tapping these will reposition automatically within our document. I can then scroll in and out, and because I've got my drawing tools focused I can easily just keep drawing by using the one tap. The scroll at the bottom right there again, just for nice control over your zoom features rather than having to use the pinch gestures. And one thing before we finish today, I'd like to just demonstrate the value of the free digital cabinet service. I really recommend that you sign up for this, and not only will this back up your documents, it will help us to synchronize between these multiple devices. So what I've done here, we'll take this note that I've just created and bring up the menu, and we'll give this a title of Sync Me, which I could spell. And so, done. And if we move back now to the document view, you'll see that we've automatically started to back up and synchronize that document. This is a feature of Note Anytime that you can turn on and off. If we go into System Settings, just while that's going on in the background there, go into User and Account Info, and you'll see here we've got an auto sync option. So we'll go back. It's probably completed by now, I'd imagine. Yeah. So what we can do now, if we take our little smartphone device, we'll go back to our main menu. And what you'll see is that it's also, again, it's just kicked in with the auto sync. So we can scroll to our documents. And just as well with smartphones and also tablets, if you're using them out and about, you have got an option within Note Anytime to be able to turn off auto sync if you're using a data plan. So if you're on a 3G or 4G network, for example, you might only want to auto sync when you're using. Sorry, I think I might just need to sync again. It could have been in the middle of one. Here we go. Yes, it's just synchronizing the tags now. So just while that's running, we should see that appear in a second. Just want to talk to you a little bit about getting in touch with us. We hope that you will. You can reach us on Twitter at Note Anytime. That's the @ symbol Note Anytime. Or you can reach us on Facebook.com, facebook.com/NoteAnytime, written without any spaces. It's just downloading the notes now here. I think it's Sync Me, it's just appeared there. So what we can do now, if we just tap on that, there's exactly the same note that we had before. So that it's an easy way of moving exactly the same documents between all of your devices without any any manual process being necessary. I could have waited there and the auto sync would have picked that up on the next run, but I didn't want to make you wait too long. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this presentation this week, and we'll see you again next week. Bye for now.